The Government Inspector is a laugh-out-loud satiric comedy that takes aim at greed,
stupidity, and political corruption.
Written in 1836, it remains a remarkably relevant jab at politicians
who use government to line their own pockets.
When Klestikov, a lazy and conniving civil servant,
is mistaken for an important government inspector,
a town descends into a flurry of madness
as the mayor and his cronies try desperately to cover up their indiscretions.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Muhammad Salama and this is a review of the Government Inspector play. The Government Inspector by Nikolai Gogol, a satirical comedy. The Inspector General or the Government Inspector is not a landmark in the literature of Gogol's native country, but Russian theater and drama as well. Gogol started writing his drama The Government Inspector in 1846, and in less than 2 years later the comedy was the greatest theatrical event of the season. The gap between Gogol's own romantic aspirations and the life he saw around him, a life of corruption and dishonesty, inspired him to write that outstanding comedy through which he criticized the society in a very comic way. The Tsar, the Emperor, was delighted with the play and ordered its production, although it made fun of officialdom and corruption in Russia. The setting of the play. The play here is set around the 1840s in a far town on the road between Petersburg and Saratov. If we looked at this map, we will see that the distance between Saratov and Petersburg is so long. Here are some facts around this point. The real distance between Petersburg and Saratov is about 1,570 kilometers. The journey between the two cities would take about 17 days back then. The city of Petersburg was the capital city of the Imperial Russia. Petersburg is located in the far northwest of the Russian coastline. It was an important port and was the place where the higher class lived. Here we have Act 1. Act 1 will be shown in main points. Act 1. The setting here is a room in the mayor's house. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We can see the judge, the charity commissioner, and the school superintendent in the room waiting for the mayor. All of them seem very worried to see the mayor. The mayor enters. He is in full uniform. The mayor informs them that he has unpleasant news for them. An inspector general is coming from Petersburg with secret orders to inspect their district. The inspector is traveling in disguise. The mayor reads them the letter he has received from one of his friends in Petersburg. The letter makes it clear that the mayor shouldn't lose his position or the valuable things that he has got as a result of being a mayor. The judge expresses his opinion that the inspector is visiting because there is some deep, far-reaching political reasons as Russia is going to war. The ministry is sending the man to see if there is a treason anywhere. The mayor disagrees. He says that they are far away from the frontier. The mayor orders everyone to take the necessary precautions. He asks the charity commissioner to get some clean nightcaps and bedclothes for the patients in his hospital. Also, he asks him to get rid of some of the patients. In addition, the rest should be cleaned, as some of them look like chimney sweepers. The mayor suggested to distinguish the patients by putting a sign over each bed where they could write the name of each patient, his disease, and so on. They have to make the patients stop smoking that dirty tobacco. The mayor moves to deal with the bad conditions in the courthouse with the judge. The mayor mentions that the porter keeps geese and goslings in the waiting room, and they run about and make the place smell. The mayor adds that all kinds of rubbish in the courthouse must be removed. The mayor asks the judge to make his clerk eat onions or anything else to clear his nasty smell. The mayor reminds the judge of his sins. The judge defends himself, saying that he only takes bribes while other people take expensive fur coats for his wife. The mayor turns to the school superintendent. He says that he doesn't like the bad behavior of some of the teachers. He complains that one of them always makes grimaces. He might put the inspector in a very bad mood. He also complains about another teacher who teaches his students irreligious ideas and beliefs. Finally, the mayor refers to the history teacher who breaks the chair of the school in order to describe a battle. The postmaster enters. He looks worried as he has heard about the inspector's visit. The mayor asks the postmaster to unseal every letter and read it. If there is any complaint against the mayor, he should keep it back. The mayor is worried because some traders find him difficult. He has taken bribes from them, but without ill feeling. The door suddenly opens. Dob and Bob, two landowners, enter. They are excited as they have surprising news for the mayor. They tell the mayor that they were in a certain inn. There, they saw a young man of elegant appearance, but not in official uniform. He is a civil servant in the province of Saratov. His name is Hlestkov, and he behaves very strangely, but shows no sign of going. He takes everything on credit. The man is very observant. He looks at everything. The mayor becomes sure that the man is the inspector. He decides to go and see him. He decides to bribe him as long as he is a young man. The judge, the charity commissioner, the school superintendent, and the postmaster leave to put everything in order. The police superintendent arrives and he discusses with the mayor the arrangements he has already taken. The mayor tells him if the inspector asks any of his men if they are contented, they should say yes. The mayor and all the others leave the stage. Anna, the mayor's wife, and her daughter, Maria, enter. The mother blames her daughter for taking such a long time putting makeup in front of the mirror. A conversation between the two shows the triviality of both of them. The mother is curious to know how the inspector looks like. She orders one of her servants to go and follow the cab. She asks him to look through the chink and come back quickly to tell her everything about the inspector. Here's another summary of Act 2, Scene 1. The setting of this scene is in a small, poorly furnished room at an inn. Yusuf, Helstkov's servant, is lying on his master's bed. Yusuf tells us some information about his master. He was on his way to his father's farm, but lost everything at cards, and now he is penniless. Yusuf makes fun of his master and criticizes him severely. Helstkov likes to show off. Whenever he gets money, he goes to the best hotels and orders the best food, buys the most expensive clothes, and he entertains himself in the luxurious places. Besides, he likes to play cards and he always loses a lot. Helskov enters. He blames his servant for rolling on his bed. He orders him to go downstairs to get him his dinner. Yusuf tells him he can't do that, as the landlord of the inn has already threatened that he wouldn't be served any meal until he has paid the money of the inn. Yusuf mentioned that the landlord would complain to the mayor and to the police if it would end up with him in jail. Yusuf goes and brings the waiter, who tells Helskov that the landlord has agreed to serve him the poor dinner which is served for the low-class customers. After having dinner, Yusuf announces the arrival of the mayor. When Helskov knows that the mayor wants to see him, he gets scared. He thinks that the mayor has come to take him to prison. The mayor enters. Both of them look terrified. The mayor starts to talk. He tells Helskov that he pays such visits to see if travelers and people of rank are served well or not. Helskov defends himself by complaining of the service and the bad food in the inn. The mayor tries to excuse himself, saying that isn't his fault. It is the innkeeper's fault because he gets his stuff from other markets. The mayor excuses himself for taking bribes, as his salary is not even enough for sugar and tea. The mayor offers Helskov some money to pay his bill. Helskov can't believe it, but he is very happy about it. He starts to show off by talking about himself and about his father. The mayor doesn't believe him and thinks that he's a liar. He pretends that he likes him and invites him to spend some days in his house instead of staying in the dirty inn. Helskov accepts the invitation. The mayor tells the waiter that his money will be sent soon. The mayor orders Dob to take 2 notes for him, one to the hospital and the other to his wife to prepare the reception for their honored guest. Now it's time to watch a video of the play. I hope you will enjoy the show.